And it's important to learn about the grids here in Canva, because a lot of people think of grid as just you can just drag and drop the image in the background or a shape in the background and that's it. This is what we consider as a grid, but it is much more than that. So first of all, let's select a template. Now what we can do is you can insert a presentation kind of template. There we go. So to insert the grid or divide the page in two sides, I can divide that by going into the elements and then search for grids here. So let's write grids. You have these different layouts right here. You can insert and divide it into two, vertically, horizontally, in three sides. So these are the different configurations here. So for example, if I want to divide my layout into two, this is the ideal layout for that. Let's say if we click on that, it will be inserted right away. So in this way, it will be divided into two columns. And if it doesn't fit in properly, what we can do is just select and click on this shape, or you can say image kind of thing, and just drag it towards the corner until it snaps like this. You will notice a color change. Border will be much thicker when it snaps the corner. Similarly, in here, when it snaps, you will automatically know. Similarly here, you can identify by yourself. So now it's exactly divided into two pages except for the spaces in the middle. Now, if I don't want this division as a space here, so I'll just come in here, select both of these. Actually, I can select the single one and remove the space in between. Like this. Choose any of one and then remove the space. Now let's design something on it. So let's say for this grid, I can differentiate that in colors. Let's say for this one, I turned into gray, and for this one, I turned into white. Now let's see if I want to insert multiple grids in the same layout, but at the same time, I don't want it to be moved from its place. So I need to lock these grids at its position, right? So then I want to select both of these and lock it in their position. Once we select both of them, you won't be able to see the lock option. So instead, lock it like this. And whatever you select, both will be locked together. Now, for example, if you want an article kind of look, like you need an image here and you need 3 columns to be written in text, separated by a little space in here. So what you can do is you can insert multiple grids now. Just insert this single grid. Let's say if I reduce the size and adjust it on here. Now in this case, it totally depends on whether you want it to be snapped to the corner or you want the image to be of a smaller size. Most of the times the image should appear in the middle of the page, so you can adjust it like this. If you feel that you have less space left for your text in here, you can reduce the size even further. Now let's see, now I want the text to be appeared in 3 columns like an article. So I can insert these 3 columns like this and just reduce the size of it. And if you want to snap it for this particular thing, you can snap it to the corners as well as you like, or you can also match with the image above. When you want to match, you can match it exactly by the help of automatic rulers that is enabled as it shows when it completely matches with the shape. Now I'm not gonna fill them exactly with the image or with a particular text. I just want to see a separation so that when I design my article or newsletter, I can identify what areas do I have. So let's paint it white now, and for all the shapes I can make it different colors, but I'll prefer to give white. And then next one, white. Next one, turn into white. So you already can see the image forming up here. So you can already see layout forming up here. And again, since I have used a lot of grids here, now you can select and lock it at their position so that it won't move when you are designing further into Canva. Now, maybe if you want the copy of that in this portion as well, because you will be designing something similar here. So just hold the alternate key. It is always used to make a copy, but since it is locked, you need to unlock that first. First select that, unlock it from here, and then hold the alternate key and start moving towards the left. And since this is also white, you need to change the color to something else. And let's say that for this you want the different spacing out here. Maybe this one is enough, or maybe the center of this page from like here. Now let's insert a heading. Let's follow what we have as an assignment. So this one is our heading. You can place it anywhere you want. You need to reduce the size. You can easily do that by going into corners and adjust according to your requirements. And if you want to insert an image here, a small one even, you can use this as a shape, unlock that, use a copy of that, and just reduce the size so that you can insert a smaller image here. Change the color so that you can identify what's in there. So for example, if this is my heading of the image, or even let's just reduce that. Let's say this one right here. Let's reduce that one and let's put it this way. Now let's say if I want some article related to forest here, you can go to photos and write forest here, and let's say if I want to talk about the greenery, so let's just hold and drag it right here. You can just hold that and put it in this image, just drag and drop, and it will automatically fit in the positions. So whatever suits you according to your article, you can switch that quickly. Now let's say that if you want it to appear in this particular column in the center of this, you can adjust it according to its size like this. You can also increase the size to make it convenient for you to identify the positions in here like that, and you can move around to see the alignments. And let's say if I move it to the top, and let's insert some more text here. For example, I insert a subheading here, and if you want to reduce that in size, you can do that as well. And you can write anything you want related to your article. So what we are going to do is we are just going to fill our template, whatever we have designed, and we are seeing some different possibilities on how you can make your designs better. Now again, if you want an image here, you can put the image of, let's say, the parks, let's say, and let's say this one or this one. Okay, now let's see how we can do the text insertion here. For example, you want it to be appeared in different columns for the text, like an article or news paper. So what we can do is you can just simply go to text and put a body here and just adjust according to the size of this area, and this is the body. You can reduce the size like this, and you can write anything here, so something like this. So this is my text area, let's say, and now if I want it to be written in 3 different columns, I can make a copy of it, and write whatever you want to write here. If you want to insert just some random text here, you can Google that you can write lorem ipsum text, and you can copy some of the random text here. You can find it in paragraphs and whatever. So you can simply put it here where you want as just an example of the template. Now to give it a proper look, let me just copy this text of lorem ipsum. It's way more than I need. So let's just get rid of some of the text here. So let's reduce this. And if you want to align it somewhere you want, you can just align it to justified or any sequence you want. Justified doesn't look good. Let's try different layouts here. And you can fill this text box around the corner so that it will look nice and fill the area properly like this. And you can fill some more text in here. Now this one is just an example so that you can get the idea of how the text will look like. And then after that, you can just simply make copies of it like I showed you here. So it will have a look like this. And afterwards, you can, let's see if we can change the text styles of all of the boxes together. Yes, we can. So let's try different text styles here and see what suits you according to the overall look of the article. So let's say this seems nice. Now these grid lines, when you are finished with designing, it's just a guide for you. After that, if you want to get rid of any of these gray colors, let's unlock that first, select this area and remove the transparency, and boom, you can get rid of that easily and you have the simple design like that. So it's just to give you the perfect outlook of what the alignments should look like when you're designing something here. So it still have some things to achieve that design that I showed you as an example, but you get the idea of how you can design and play around with the functions that we have learned, and you make the most of the grids and makes the excellent use of the grids and adjust your designs accordingly. So if I try to quickly build a kind of a shape that we have seen in our designs, let me just quickly get to some sort of design in here. So although it doesn't exactly matches our design, obviously you need to spend some more time on it. I just quickly showed you through all the tools that we can use, but you can design it same as shown in the example by using all the tools that we have discussed here.